welcome to Go Watch a Movie, episode 67. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
The conversation continues with Go Watch a Movie here, and we are pleased to talk about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We've mentioned it, I think, the last 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. So we just figure, hey, it deserves an episode of its own, more than deserves it. So we're going to do that this episode. But first, a little brief. This is a new year. Some people may not know what we do here. Go watch a movie. It is what the name says. You go watch a movie, you get out of that movie, you have conversations with your friends. That's what we are doing here. And we consider you all friends. That's why we say join in on the conversation, because we want you to join in on the conversation as friends, and talk about these movies. Love them or hate them. Let us know. We want to know that kind of thing. So yeah, that's Go Watch a Movie in a nutshell. And we, of course, do news and have fun, all kind of fun. I want to kind of do something towards the end here. I'm going to see if everyone's interested. But first, let's get into a little entertainment news. So we spoke a little bit about this earlier before we started recording, sir. Bandersnatch.
Mm-hmm. That old Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch. The Netflix movie that is Choose Your Own Adventure. Mm-hmm. Well, if you were a child and you did any kind of reading, then you came across a Choose Your Own Adventure book back in the day.
I remember those.
Just so happens they still exist. Mm. And they're mad. They're not happy with Netflix using the Choose Your Own Adventure title. And Netflix apparently even uses that, or Bandersnatch, not Netflix, even uses that title in the movie Choose Your Own Adventure while referring to a fictional book. Mm-hmm. Well, Choose Your Own Adventure has sued Netflix.
Well, of course.
Yeah, that's the world we live in. The lawsuit is for $25 million for trademark infringement. Was it worth it? After the ratings they're getting?
Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't seem that way. I have yet to see the movie myself, so I don't know.
Well, what if in some weird way they win? I don't think they will. But what if they did? Then they're just gonna be like, we're just gonna make a whole bunch of Choose Your Adventure movies.
Like Netflix wins, or
yeah. Like I said, I doubt that's going to happen. But what if they did?
I just
be an excuse, or even the publicity is going to be like, this is just an excuse for us to make more movies. We'll just call it something else. It won't be Choose Your Own Adventure. It'll be, choose your own whatever
journey.
Choose your own journey.
I kind of see that. Like, I don't know. Regardless of how Bandersnatch executed it, I kind of see it as the future. Like,
you think there's gonna be more movies?
Like Choose Your Own whatever. I see at some point us wearing VR helmets and we can go down this way to finish the movie.
So you mean like Infinity War wouldn't have ended with half the universe dying? Is that what we're saying?
No,
we could have picked our own?
If you would have had the choice, Rocket Raccoon would have bit him in the testes.
Okay. But the movie would have ended like 15 minutes in.
Yes, that's true. And that's the thing. You're going to have to strategically place the choices in certain spots, which I'm assuming they did.
And then we'll make people want to watch the movie over and over again because we got different choices. So.
Yep. So more money in their pocket.
Yeah, I guess that's a possibility. Well, they might be onto something.
They just have to get over this hump of what to call it, and then I guess a better script.
It'll be like the whole 3D trend. Like there's everybody's wanting to pop out a 3D movie, even though
Jaws 3D.
Even though the 3D wasn't very good in it, they still want to call it 3D because for one moment in the movie that was horrible. So it's possible.
Yeah, 3D is amazing now. So I think that trend needs to come back. It kind of did like a couple years ago when all the TVs were getting bigger, but I think now they need to bring it back. That 4D is amazing. Let's see here. Oh, we got some Mission Impossible 2 news, or not 2, but Mission Impossible sequels news. Christopher McQuarrie is going to write and direct the next 2 Mission Impossible movies. And they're going to be shot back-to-back style. So we're going to I'm kind of thinking a la Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, where we don't really finish one of them, which I hate.
Yeah.
We had a Mission Impossible episode, Mission Unforgettable. Go back and listen to that. It was a pretty fun one. But what do you think? Are you ready for more cruise?
What kind of question is that?
Run back into your life.
He's just going to keep running until he can't run anymore. That man's not going to give up. He's going to be doing it when he's like old. I was going to say. He's like Sean Connery old. Like in Bond, he's going to be like that. I imagine. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I want to watch. I mean, the last couple were decent. So
that last one was fun.
I want to see more if they keep up with that theme. But if they start to go off on weird tangents or reboot it, I don't know if it's going to be as much fun because it's gone too far with this one character that really should be dead. They're just drop it now. And if they ever do reboot it, they need to wait a while. They need to let this die for like 10 years or something and then come back to it because it's too fresh in our heads. We just see Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt. And
yeah. He did do Rogue Nation, which was one of the better of the series. So
I just hope they write some really good villains. That's for some reason, I don't know what it is about the villains that kind of make the movie for me.
Part 3 with
if they make good villains, then
Hoffman.
Yep, you have a good movie.
Agreed there. Last but not least, Ghostbusters.
Who are you gonna call?
Well, we're gonna call Jason Reitman, the son of the original creator of the first 2 movies, is now hired on to direct and write part 3. Official part 3, which will not be a reboot, not be a remake, but a continuation. What happened in the 80s happened, his words, and we're going to build off of that. The women won't be in this movie, already confirmed. And I'm excited.
I'm interested to see what they do. I still wish they would have combined the women Ghostbusters
into that world,
with the old world, not just use like cameos of the characters. I think it would have been great to have that much depth.
Yes,
right. I mean, instead of having this oddball thing right in the middle now, that we don't know what
if it's in this universe or
what, or it just could be a side universe thing or whatever. But yeah, I would have preferred them to do that. But it's still going to be cool to see,
and that'll bring us into trailers. Because they put out a teaser trailer already.
Oh, man, I haven't seen this.
And I'm going to jump in front of you here. It's only 54 seconds, and it's dark, it's eerie, it's gloomy. And you kind of hear these little, like the sounds of a proton pack starting up, and it kind of has this green glow, kind of matrixy glow over the whole thing, and it zooms in slowly to a garage, and the garage door's cracked open, and the wind's blowing, and it blows the sheet up, and underneath a sheet, there's the back of the Ecto-1, and then all of a sudden the proton pack noise goes on, and it's summer 2020, and I was like, oh my god. I was so happy. And like if they go darker with this, which kind of fits the time we're in, holy cow. And I mean, nobody's been confirmed yet as far as actors go, but man, we're gonna have to watch that, and then it's. I want you to check it out. Like I said, it's on all the social medias. Let's go watch a movie: Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook right now. But
first of all, you just described it perfectly. You just gave me chills, so I don't even know if I need to watch it. That was perfect. How am I supposed to follow that up?
Sorry, you're sir.
Thanks. Mine is a little Netflix gem that I saw called Velvet Buzzsaw. Did you watch this?
Yes.
This looks, first it's got Jake Gyllenhaal in there. My boy. He's made a few decisions that I didn't agree with, but for the most part, he's been, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad. But he's made some off decisions, but this is looking decent to me. It looks original. Like I haven't seen this before. So and maybe there is a movie just like it out there. I don't know, but from memory, I can't remember seeing it.
Someone said it's Ghostbusters 2.
No, just because there's something in a painting doesn't mean it's Ghostbusters 2. This thing looks pretty sweet. Basically, there's this guy. He's like some type of an art dude, and he's like looking for new art, and he's got this little like the place where he shows his artwork. And then like they find this dead guy's artwork through his neighbor or something who stole it. And then she's like, then I guess one of the women who works with him is like, well, I'll make you rich. Let me get this artwork. And they start showing it and selling it. And then all this crazy stuff starts happening because the guy was somehow either a weirdo or he was some kind of a supernatural freak. And he used his blood in the paint. And then all of a sudden the paintings start coming to life. Like he's painted a bunch of monkeys and the monkeys start attacking you. And then just all this weird stuff starts happening with the painting. So
which I'm sold.
It's like this weird psychological thriller thing with art and Jake. So yeah, I'm good to go. Yeah.
Shut up and take my money. And that is on Netflix?
Yeah. Okay. I believe so. I believe it's coming out on Netflix.
They are doing big things.
Yes. There's some good stuff on there.
All right. That's trailers. Tune in on Mondays when Trailer Sold episode 2 drops. So some little fun we started. All right. Well, that'll bring us to the Golden Globe winner for Best Animated Film.
And it is.
It is.
I agree with them this
2018, time. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, starring Shameik Moore, Jake Johnson, Haley Stanfield. Wait a minute. That's Bumblebee chick. Nicolas Cage. I'm not going to mention him because I don't like him. And Livy Scriber.
What?
Spider-Ham guy. John Mulney. And Marshall Ali as the Ultimate Prowler. So yeah, Kimiko Glean as Penny Parker. My bad. This movie, I guess I might as well not even hide it all around. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Just well, there is one thing.
Oh, there's nothing that
I hate about it.
Oh no,
one thing that I'll get to.
Can we answer a big question?
Sure.
Is this movie for kids or is this for everybody? I think there's sometimes a stigma with animated movies that adults don't feel like it's okay for them to go see it because it's an animated movie unless they have kids. Does this movie transcend that, or is it still just a kid movie that adults can also enjoy?
I think the one thing I hate about it is what solidifies it as a kids movie, and that's Spider-Ham.
No, that doesn't kill it for me.
He pulls me out of all this fantastic stuff.
He's supposed to be that off character though, because it's like,
but like I think Nicolas Cage's noir Batman. Sorry,
that's enough comic relief for you.
Yeah, I think he pulled me away just enough on the brink to be as different from the other Spider-Man. But then you have this boom Spider-Ham.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed. Well, you needed that one because nobody else was boom like that.
No,
you needed the contrast, and that's what I liked about it. All the different characters, because each one of them was different. I think if you just had a whole bunch of a whole bunch of Peter Parkers that all acted the same, it would be boring. You don't want to watch a whole bunch of Peter Parkers clones running around.
But that's the thing. Like the other ones were different enough without being too over the top, too hammy. But I don't know. That's just my little thing. But I think that to me made it like a mid-ground kids movie that adults can enjoy as well. But okay. But then you have things that like the Kingpin killing someone, like so. It's kind of I don't know. It kind of teeters that line big time. Mm-hmm. But it was PG-13, correct? I'm pretty sure.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. And this clearly wasn't like our Spider-Man is not in the movie. Clearly, like the Peter that dies isn't ours because that's in Miles' universe. Mm-hmm. And then drunk Peter definitely is not ours because our Peter doesn't go through that stuff. But I guess I should. I guess I should say the truth here. For a long time, I hated Ultimate Spider-Man. Mainly because I love everything that is Spider-Man. And when they first came out with like, oh, now we have this new Spider-Man in which Peter is dead. Like, I was outraged. Like, what? And then, of course, I read and was like, oh, it says alternate universe. And I was like, well, I just won't ever touch that. That's not that doesn't have to cross my, whatever. I regret it now because this is what I've been missing this whole time. Like, wow. Open your mind, expand those horizons because, wow, that was this is just a fantastic movie.
I think that was a risky move for them to do, but I think it was also a smart one because they were trying to reach everybody.
Yes,
and I think that's not a bad thing. I don't think it's just being politically correct. I think they took one of the most popular comic book heroes and they said, you know what, we're gonna make everybody be or have the ability to be that character. And that's epic. I mean, that's insane. Just say that. Like, what if they took Superman? Was just like, Superman's everybody. You can't. I mean, it just doesn't work. They've tried, and they've tried similar things, with people with the Superman logo on their chest, but they're not really Superman. It just doesn't quite.
Yeah, still doesn't work. Really.
But for some reason, Spider-Man, I think, has been able to make that transition. I think it was a hard one. There was a lot of, resistance to it, but I think for the most part, I think most people, you kind of get that now. They kind of enjoy and don't mind it so much. I think it was a ballsy move, but I think it paid off.
Let's get into the main synopsis here. So, Kingpin
is ridiculously large.
Gigantic.
He's crazy big.
Like, he was big in the
overly cartoony,
older animated series, but not that big. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so he's trying to build a interdimensional portal because I'm assuming he's seen. Gotta sneeze. He's somehow seen another universe.
Did it ever explain what he was going to do once he opens up this portal to all this other?
He wanted to bring back his family.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was his only. So he wasn't really a bad guy. He was just trying to get his family back.
He was just trying to get his family back.
He wasn't doing it for greed or.
Yeah,
or money, or
which I enjoyed that aspect. You know how I love my humanized villains, Thanos. But yeah, they made him he's still an asshole, but he was very much like he had a purpose. He didn't want to destroy the world. He didn't want to get rich beyond his wildest dreams. He wanted his damn family back. He wanted his wife and son, who he felt were unjustly taken away from him, and he was willing to do that by any means necessary, which I guess inherently makes him a bad guy. But Spider-Man realized what was going on. Spider-Man realized the world was being ripped apart, and activating this thing too much would destroy his universe. Then enter Miles. Miles, street kid. Well, not street kid. He's a smart kid.
He's just hanging out with his uncle.
Just hanging out with his uncle who is street. And black Hispanic kid, which is brilliant. Like, they're bringing it all. Like,
You think it was too much? And then they was like, we're going to hit everybody. We're going to get Hispanics. We're going to get the blacks all together.
His grandma was a quarter Native American. But the school that he got into some special school. But it was like a lottery thing. It wasn't because he was super smart, right?
No, I don't think. Well, yeah,
I think that was they were trying to drive home.
Yeah, he wasn't overly. He was smart, but he wasn't like.
Yeah, he was
Peter Parker smart.
Yeah,
he was like.
He's not going to build his own.
No, he had to go to his Peter Parker's aunt and get the tech instead of building it himself.
But yeah, he's your average kid. But I love his personality. His personality is great. He's funny. He thinks he's funny. Yeah. He has that, where I think I'm funny.
He was your typical, I think you're a funny kid.
Yeah.
And he was like super, like almost everybody could relate to him. Even from the very opening when he's like trying to sing a song and he couldn't think of the lyrics and he's just doing his own little sound. Everybody's does that before. So it's like super relatable.
And then he has a passion in art. It's not, and even it is this different kind of expression. It's not your normal, I'm going to just go paint. It's, he loves to tag, which is a kid raised in New York. I can't relate, but you see it, you see it all over. So, yeah. And then you bring in his family. His dad is this cop who is not on the best odds with Spider-Man. And his mom's this working nurse, I'm assuming, from what she was dressed in. Either that or she's sick all the time. I'm not sure. Then his uncle, who his dad is estranged with, for whatever, I guess because he's too street and he doesn't want the influence on Miles. But yeah, that whole dynamic happens. And then one day his uncle takes him a tag, introduce Spider. I can't think which number it was. But yeah, it was one of these spiders that bit Spider-Man, still roaming around out there. And yeah, bit Miles. Gotcha. But not before he meets Gwen. We forgot about that. At the special school Gwen has enrolled there. Gwen Stacy, who in our Spider-Man's universe died by the hands of the Green Goblin. But in this universe, she's alive. Well, yeah. I guess, this movie's been out. Everyone's seen it, I'm sure. So spoiler territory is happening. Do you like their dynamic? Like, Lee comes in and makes the joke and she, kind of awkwardly, I guess, laughs at it.
Yeah, everything about it was great.
It felt very real, even though you're watching a cartoon. It felt you forget kind of it's a cartoon you're watching because you get so into the story. But everybody's characters, despite the fact that there's so many characters, I feel, and I'm a little bit familiar with all of these characters, but even then, I felt like they did such a good job at introducing them, making them feel real, that you didn't feel like you were watching these bland. Didn't matter what happened to your characters because you felt for them. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but they did such a good job of introducing everybody. It was just so, and it was a cartoon. It's like, how do you do that in a cartoon?
It's
very relatable. Then, once he gets bit, things go crazy. And that's when
do you think was there a little, like, whole puberty thing and then him becoming, did you get that at all? Or do you think it was like,
did I get puberty?
No. Did you like in the movie, was that glanced over, or do you think they were trying to make a correlation between him and puberty? Because I did see the hairy palm thing, and I was just like, that's ridiculous. That moment was ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's...
Yeah, no, maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe the adults saw that, but maybe the kids that completely glanced over them.
Yeah, they would just think he's being Spider-Man. But I loved when he actually finally met Spider-Man, and I was crushed because, like I said, I had been avoiding Miles' story the entire time, and I'm not sure if this is how it actually happened, but he watches Spider-Man get killed. Like his universe of Spider-Man gets killed, gets crushed by the Kingpin in one fell blow. And I've seen a lot of debate about this. Oh, that shouldn't have killed Spidey and all that stuff. But a building had just fell on him. It's not like he was at his peak at that moment,
right?
But that Spider-Man, he was very much like our Spider-Man. The quick wit, I was loving him. He's fighting, the Goblin.
Almost too good.
Yeah, but he had been doing it for years. He was
like the perfect Spider-Man.
And that's what I love too. Like the introduction of every Spider-Man, because he's like, I've been doing this for years, and yada. So now he has the experience, and which I think was kind of a little jab, like, you guys have all heard this story before, because everyone complains about too many Spider-Man origin stories. But yeah, it was so fun watching him do that, and then them using the freaking mutated Goblin. But yeah, Kingpin, massive double-handed axe, whatever you call that move, double axe handle, crushes him, kills him, and then Miles actually screws up after that, doesn't he? Because he breaks the USB.
Yep. Whoops.
So you said that Peter was too perfect.
Yeah, he was like that. That particular version was just
so good at it.
Was just the perfect Peter.
Yeah.
Even the sacrifice at the end,
and the golden blonde hair.
Yeah, everything about it was just too.
Yeah.
But I understand why they went from that to the other. I mean, it makes sense that you need that version of him. But
yeah, because even our Peter is flawed.
Yeah, they were trying to say that was perfect, and even the perfect one failed to an extent. So it doesn't matter that if you're flawed, you can still be Spider-Man. So they're just saying, they're just once again widening the pool of people who could be Spider-Man. So.
Which is one of my draws to Spidey, like the fact that he's so flawed. Like he's late on rent. He's trying to find dates. He's struggling to get accepted by the Avengers. All that stuff makes me enjoy him that much more. But then we get introduced to a Spider-Man I can relate to. He's a bit overweight. He's divorced. Not that I'm divorced, but he's divorced. He's lost. He's kind of
lost his girl.
He's not
crushed him.
Yeah. So he's not at the top of his game anymore.
Yeah.
But I love his personality, and he is my favorite of the Spider-Men in this movie. So the universe, I guess the universe splits because the machine gets turned on again, and it starts to suck in other Spider-Men. Why? I do not know. Like, why specifically Spider-Man?
Was it because he peeked in there? Didn't somebody peek in there?
Oh, Peter. Yeah, Peter got his face sucked in. Yeah.
I think that might be why.
Yeah. That could be it.
I believe so, but I could be wrong.
But dialogue in this movie, perfect. I love what they did with Aunt May. I was totally went a 180 on what I was expecting when she showed up.
Mm-hmm. I liked how when they opened the door, she's like, "Oh, well," it's like she already knew it was coming because she always had all those other Spider-Man down in her little Spider-Man bunker, whatever they called it. So that was cool. I was like, because you kind of expected her to be like, and faint and or something, but she wasn't. She's the exact opposite. She was a strong woman who's like knows what's going on, and I'm gonna take care of this. Even towards the end, when Miles had to go finally become Spider-Man because he wasn't quite Spider-Man yet, she's waiting for him because she knew he was going to be there.
Oh yeah.
So like all that was just great.
With great power. What'd you think of female Doc Ock?
The reveal I thought was perfectly done because I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, when she was like, so the reveal was just completely awesome, and I think she did a great job as Doc Ock. I don't see any problem with her being a female at all.
Oh no, yeah,
completely enjoyable.
I was the only thing that threw me off was the fact that she had like plastic as opposed to metal.
Were they?
Yeah, they weren't like. They look like.
Because they were.
What are those dryer things that you stick on and push out the vent? That's what it looked like.
Yeah, because they made out of some other strange polymer that we don't know about.
Yeah.
That they experimented with this in this universe, but it worked, whatever it was. It definitely, and she was one of the better combatants.
Oh yeah,
in this.
For sure.
The one that I didn't feel all that crazy about was Scorpion because of his legs.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
When it just splayed out, and then it was kind of weird. I was like, I don't know if I like that or not.
Did you have a favorite twist in this movie? Because it had a couple of them.
Favorite twist? No, I can't really see one popping out.
The one that got me was when you finally realized who his uncle was.
You didn't already know that?
No.
Well, okay.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, if you didn't know that, I guess that would be.
I didn't see it coming until he went to his uncle's house that second time, and I was like, oh snap, wait a second.
Yeah, I already saw that coming. It was a good reveal, but yeah, I already knew that, so I guess the shock wasn't there for me. Yeah.
Let's see. There's so many good things about this movie. The best thing to do is go out and watch it.
Yep.
If you haven't seen it. But
because you'll gush over it just like we are.
Oh yeah,
there really isn't. I can't really see any flaws in it. You didn't
dislike Spider-Ham?
No, I thought Spider-Ham was fine. I thought they needed a Spider-Ham in that movie. But I like Howard the Duck. So, and that movie,
I like Howard the Duck.
Everybody thinks that movie was crap. They're like, we hate it. Like nobody likes that.
I enjoy Howard the Duck.
Just me and you. He
fits in his own.
Everybody's like that's ridiculous. But I was like, I think it's good. I didn't really like the new Marvel Cinematic version of Howard the Duck.
He looks weird
because he looked weird.
Yeah,
and it's not what I was used to. I like that nice round head on a duck. But
while he's sexing women. That movie was pretty raunchy.
Yeah.
We need a Howard episode.
That movie, I think it's still good. It's weird.
Yeah. Can you think of anything for sure you want to mention in this one?
I don't think there's nothing bad to talk about. I mean, there's just so many. You could just go on and on about all the good things in it. Yeah. Like just the great characters, the action scenes were awesome. The lessons that they tried to teach throughout it. I mean, it wasn't like preaching at all. And I love the scene where he's like, if you want to go with this, then, take whatever this little mackerel chip is or whatever he had in his hand. He's like, zap me or shoot your spider web, something, do it.
Yeah.
Because if you can't, you're not ready. And I love the moment right after that. They're playing the perfect music for it. He's like jumping off of buildings. He picks his own costume. It looks like him because he's got the spray painting thing going on. He's like falling from a building, and it's so epic and perfect and cinematic and lovely. I just can't even express. I can't wait to get that on some Blu-ray and just watch that scene over and over again, because that is definitely my favorite scene out of the whole.
When he finally realizes this is what he's capable of.
When he's finally like, I'm Spider-Man. I mean, just think how long that would take to actually, if you had superpowers all of a sudden, how long would it be before you were just confident and you're just like, you know what? I got this.
I would be a villain.
Okay. If you got superpowers and you became a villain, how long would it be before you were just like, you know what? I'm a super villain.
2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days? That's all it would take. A couple heists.
Kill a couple people.
Yeah. You're good after that.
There's so many good scenes. That was fantastic for me. One thing I am curious about, and I guess it's kind of obvious when I think about it in any kind of detail, the different powers that he developed outside of Peter. Mm-hmm. There was the whole Man Spider series where Peter went a little bit different. Mm-hmm. But like, I guess maybe that spider was a different type, because there are camouflage spiders.
And it could be that it reacted in a specific way to a person's genes.
DNA,
and there could be some, regressed genes in there that would bring out different attributes, which is completely possible.
For sure.
So, I like that he had different powers. I like that he had, I don't know if spiders actually have that cloaking. That seems more like a chameleon or something to me.
There are chameleon spiders where they more just kind of
blend in.
Yeah, they're kind of like the same way a chameleon does. They kind of alter their colors to that, so they don't go completely invisible.
I wasn't aware of that, but that seemed a little off to me. But like even in the shock thing seemed a little weird. But there's other things that spiders can do that I'm sure I'm not aware of. Yeah. So I take it with a grain of salt. It is a comic book character. So, but yeah, I liked it. The other Spider-Man didn't really have any of their own unique abilities.
Other than Penny, she was telepathically linked to hers instead of actually getting any real abilities.
Right.
Everyone else was pretty much just like Peter. Yeah. And Spider-Ham was cartoon powers. Mallets and stuff.
Well, what's wrong with that? If the real Spider-Man, I say real Spider-Man could hide a mallet in his suit, I'm sure he would. He'd whip it out every once in a while and whack somebody.
He's got a mallet from Mary Jane. All right, that's on that note, that's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Good stuff.
Go watch it. 100%. The world agrees with us. It got a Golden Globe, for God's sake, so we're not wrong.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody who's seen it who didn't like it.
Same here.
There's nobody. Everybody likes it. So I'm sure there's that one guy who's just like, I don't think so. It's not for me. But he's wrong.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But yeah, that's Go Watch a Movie episode 67. you can find us on gowatchmovie.com, where you can also find the latest news and trailers and all links to our social media, which please like, share, and all that stuff because we enjoy getting those. Yeah, and the latest in news, all the news articles I read in entertainment news go into more detail on the website. And tune in for our new Monday short series, is quick 5 minutes trailer sods where we do trailer breakdowns. But yeah, that's Go Watch a Movie. Go ahead and let Spider-Man swing into your home if you don't catch it in theaters. I'm Kelvin.
I'm Robert.
Go watch a movie. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size. Catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Lives in mud. He's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man.